In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 203. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else the gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and all things firearm related. In this show, we'll be discussing the Polymer 80 review, the 224 Valkyrie rifle and round, along with the Raider pistolla. And tonight on the podcast, we have Sean, Rob, Tony, and Zane. So we'll start with Zane. What'd you do in firearms? I guess
I was
doesn't
muted.
care.
Yeah, no, I was muted. My bad. I taught a concealed weapons class Sunday. Got a few, I think 9 people in that class, so that was fun. That's really it.
Well, that's more than I did, so let's see who wants to go next. Oh, Sean's not muted. We'll let him go next.
It's been a busy couple of days. The weekend was kind of hit or miss. Monday was kind of a big deal because New Jersey's Attorney General finally released the guidelines for stun guns and tasers in New Jersey. So those are Jersey legal. Everybody celebrates having just a little bit lighter chain to wear in New Jersey. While that was going on, another good friend of mine, Doc Schoenfeld, and I went and taught a group of instructors. We did 3 mini clinics. One was stopping the bleeding, and Doc covered all the medical stuff and critical care as far as using quick clot tourniquets and dealing with gunshot wounds and all that good stuff. The second mini clinic was a ballistics course where we talked about specifics for various 9mm rounds, and we shot some FBI ballistic gel, and we got some video of that I will share with you guys later, but that's not for public consumption. And then the third portion was a piece I put together on body armor. So it was good. It was a lot of fun, and it was neat because we, kind of like we do here, there were quite a few sidebar conversations, and we got a little off topic here and there, but it's always good meeting with other instructors and kind of spitballing ideas and what's your experience been with this or that, or so that was pretty neat because it was everybody else in the room was also a certified instructor with years and years and years of experience. So it was a good growth opportunity for us as well.
Sounds interesting.
It was fun. Like I said, I'll share the video of the gel block with you guys later.
Yep. Sweet. How about you, Rob?
So, Sean, when you say stopping the bleeding, that means voting for the right person in New Jersey this fall, right? Or next fall?
No. November.
Yeah, a couple weeks away.
Let's see, yeah, exactly. Hey, let's see. Oh, yeah, my stepdad came down. Next thing I knew, I wound up putting a couple scopes on his rifles, and we built out a lower for him, and we were going to go to the gun range to try him out, but he looked outside and said, nah, I just went through a major surgery, and it's going to be kind of crappy, wet, nasty, raining. I don't want to risk it getting infected again. So we skipped the range and went out to eat. But, yeah, so my last weekend was building guns and putting guns together and playing with guns with my family. So that was fun.
Well, that leaves Tony.
Well, had some fun at the range like I normally do, but the big thing was the last minute man challenge open to the public was Sunday at range 14 of Fort Dix, and it was more people than ever. The thing is growing. A lot of people couldn't wait to get out. Some had to get their purchases. We had our friend Matt come in from PA out in Harrisburg, all the way to Fort Dix, New Jersey, just to participate. Other states, people have this question, like, what's Jersey legal? A basic Ruger 1022 is Jersey legal. And that's what Matt brought. He actually brought a Ruger Takedown 1022 out. We had pretty much mostly AR-15s, or almost AR-15s. 15s show up in every configuration you could find, from stock A2 kind of carbines to like the coolest builds you could ever build as a tactical Timmy, including rattle can to make them
camo
look really,
jobs
really,
and all that stuff. Yeah, it was neat.
but it was awesome. And the guys came out and people put in work. People shot better than they thought. Some people shot worse than they thought, but it was a lot of fun had by all. We gave away some stuff, and it was just a fun day. So the next one, next event, Sean and I are planning. We haven't decided. It'll probably be in November, December, but it's going to be the, oh, never mind. Sean, you can say it. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. This freaking tongue twister this dork came up with for the next event.
Take a breath. It's not that hard. It's the Minuteman Challenge Chip Holder Championship.
Yeah, so what he said. The Minuteman Challenge Potato Chip Challenge Chip Poker Chip Challenge Minuteman.
Do we get potato chips?
Hey, is there tequila involved?
Nice.
Man, there's tequila involved in trying to say that. So anyway,
That's what I'm saying.
Only winners from previous events can come to the Nacho Chip Challenge, and it's only going to be open to them. That'd be great.
You're such an idiot.
Hashtag Nacho Chip Challenge.
Yeah, so the Minuteman Nacho Chip Challenge is going to be awesome. RE Factor Tactical sent us some really cool targets for their new rifle targets and their new rifle cards for Dead Man's Hand. And we're going to use it in a unique way that's going to blow their minds. Hey, Sean, you want to give the hint you gave Sunday?
Don't bring your own gun because you're not going to need it.
Yes, sir. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a challenge. No one's going to have an advantage. No one is going to have an advantage. Everyone is going to be using the same firearms.
Sweet.
Any man,
Three gun.
any rifle.
Any
Them's the
man.
rules.
Yep, any man, any rifle. Let's see how good you are. Zane would fall completely apart on this.
Oh, no Glock,
That's
no
because
Glock,
it's not
no
a
Glock.
Glock or no AR,
think
no
I-
Glock.
I think I'd hold my own.
That's
Yeah,
true.
in the corner rocking and crying.
Nice, because that's exactly what I was saying. In the corner, rocking and crying. This thing don't take a clip of zine. Where do you put the clip of zine?
You guys got
What
jokes.
the hell is a crossbolt safety? How does this work?
This plastic feels funny.
Mhm.
It looks like wood.
I got
feels like metal.
shotguns. I got bolt guns. I got all, but nope. Always got to come back to the AR and Glock joke.
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah, because you don't know how to use them.
I mean, I
Chad?
don't shoot. I don't shoot
I
them
like
very
having
much.
Zay on this chat.
What?
They'd be leaving me alone.
I don't know.
But listen,
Wow.
I got
Yeah,
a
that's
kid,
true.
shit doesn't make me a surgeon.
Well, since you guys did all the fun stuff. I didn't do anything, so
Lame.
you know that's why I
We
let you
wrote a
guys
review.
go first.
Great story,
Well,
bro.
yeah, I don't know if that really counts. I should have wrote another review, but I was lazy and stuff. So
All right, well, that's super lame. So let's get to the bandwidth sponsor.
hey, how about we get to the announcements? And so, Sean, who's the bandwidth sponsor?
Patriot Patch Co. Check them out at patriotpatchco.com. Sign up for the Patch of the Month Club. There's 2 patches in the month of November.
And what are they going to be?
Isn't
Awesome.
it patriotpatch.co?
It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's totally the wrong email or wrong web address.
Patriotpatch.co.
Yeah, the patch of the month, they got some turkey with like a hand grenade or something and then the bonus patch is a Target shopping
Black
cart
Friday.
full of guns
With a bunch of cool crap in
for
it.
Black Friday. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the turkey actually looks pretty bad this year.
Great.
Rad. He meant
Great.
rad. It looks rad.
Yeah.
Uh,
Better than
he
one from
looks-
last year.
Yeah, it's the same turkey, so it looked
Yeah.
or at least it looked like it.
Oh, is
We
that
have
It's the same turkey.
presidential pardon last year?
yeah, maybe.
No.
It's the same turkey.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
think
the
he's
same
trying to get
turkey.
the
His
pardon
name is
for his
Curtis.
cousins.
His name is Curtis.
It's the same turkey. His name is Curtis.
Oh, wait. Zane's not going to like the patches because in the shopping cart there's a Tavor. He's not going to like it.
Wah, wah. That's all right. It can be in the
But
shopping
there's a
cart.
scar in there, so I'll love it.
He won't take it out of the shopping cart. He'll shoot
Yeah,
the other stuff.
It's
fine.
not his shopping cart, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I-
No. That's my shopping
Listeners-
cart. I mean, look at the cool stuff.
So
Oh,
can
it's
I,
got cool
real
stuff.
quick, can I tell you who
Yes.
loves being a member of the Patch of the Month Club?
You?
No, my wife.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, I get them each month for her because she gets a huge kick out of it. You know, with last month being the Franken gun, she thought that was hysterical. I showed her the turkey this year, and she was like, "Oh, that's going on this bag," and yeah, she really has a good time with it.
I went to
Well, at
Halloween
least-
Horror Nights last week at Universal Studios and wore the Frankie gun patch, and I got so many freaking compliments. Great patch, looks good, awesome patch. And I'm going, I wonder if they actually saw the gun in the patch. Probably not, but what the heck?
Well, you never know.
You know?
Yeah,
Maybe you were in good company.
maybe.
Yeah, you never know, man.
Hey, maybe there's a lot of other closet gun owners. That's
So
Possibly.
there you go. Go to
I hope there
patriotpatch.co and order your Patriot Patch of the Month Club package.
And I'm sure they have pre-orders for all kinds of other stuff too.
Absolutely.
oh yes. they do.
Listener support program. If you want to support us, go to firearmsradio.tv/pledge gun gear review podcast, and
With
you can
dashes in
support
between.
us. Yes, I'm sure they'd figure it out if they go there.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, maybe not.
Go to
So-
the show notes, click on the link.
There you go.
That's the easy way. Go to the show notes, click on the link. There are links in the show
You
notes.
can
so
also support other shows
That's
on
why I'm the
Firearms Radio
producer.
Network. Why you would want to, as opposed to supporting us, I don't know, but you can do that at firearmsradio.tv/pledge.
I don't know.
Wow.
Production value, quality content, personalities, charm.
Yeah, why would they choose anybody else?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
If you're shopping Amazon, which I'm sure everybody does, you can please use our affiliate link to help us. I don't know what it helps us with. Probably bandwidth. At firearmsradio.tv/Amazon.
Sean needs another computer.
Yeah, he'd probably help us if I ask.
Nah.
Does
Sean
Black
Heron.
Bag Resources have a code for us today, or is it just the Simon Says
It's
Train
just
one?
it's Simon Says Train for free shipping on any order, and what you order will be donated directly to Tony and the 2A4E diversity shoot. I'm not giving you any more
What a
coupons
deal.
because you geeks don't use them. What?
Yeah, that's probably
I
true.
did.
Well, then you can have a
Actually-
coupon. You know, I'm going to make a coupon for Zane.
I don't know why this didn't make it in here, but there is a 10% coupon code for Odinworks if you want to go there. I think
Is
it's
that one still
PG.
active? I thought that was only until the end
Yeah,
of September.
it's active till the end of October.
Awesome.
So this will come out before it is done with. So I figured we'd.
What do you get for Odinworks? Just anything 10% off?
Yep.
Well, I mean, maybe the people watching it live will go and use that right away.
They could. It looks like we got 2 viewers, so they're probably the same viewers we've had every year. But I think one of them is
Heck yes,
Tony.
Odinworks.
Who?
Who what?
I got to look this up.
Well, I was
Okay.
one of them. I bounced.
Oh, so
I was one of them. I
guess-
got tired of talking because these guys are boring, so I bounced off the platform.
Nice.
great. Thanks, Tony. So now we're into the main topic,
Somebody named
which is.
EP said hello.
Hello.
You know, he said hi. I saw it in there.
There's Brad Hewitt. Hi, Brad. And whoever GP is. Hi, GP.
Yeah. GP and Brad and Simon Says Train. Well, we'll get into my Polymer 80 review now. Well,
Let's
you
do
guys can look up whatever you want. So we're going to review the Polymer 80 PF940C, which is their compact Glock 19 size. I'm going to put quotation marks around that because it's pretty much the same size. And I will get into it. Like it says in the review, you can go over to firearmsinsider.tv and look up the review. There's some decent pictures in there. You can read it. So if you miss anything here, etc. When I actually first saw one of these, I pretty much said to myself, these are sweet. Unlike the original Polymer 80 V1s, These are quite a bit better. So I basically told myself I had to have one. Well, they were nice enough to send me one for review. So actually, I was thinking of buying one, but I didn't have to, which was even better. At the time, they had 3 colors available. I opted for gray. It was black, gray, FDE, and maybe they might have had OD green at the time too. But so then we get into this. I noticed when I first received this, you'll notice it comes with all the tools you need to actually finish it out, except a drill press or a Dremel tool, of which you can use either. It even comes with a plastic disposable jig that after you're done machining it, you just toss it, which is pretty cool. They don't expect you to use it more than once, so don't try to keep it and use it for some other style frame. Then to do it, they have some pretty good instructions online. You just go to their site, pull up the instructions. There's a little note in the box that tells you where to go if you can't figure it out. There is also a video series on machining the Polymer 80 that Brownells did. So you can go there and watch their videos, which pretty much tell you the same thing. But if you have any questions, you can go watch somebody do it as opposed to just reading about it. So the first thing I did was drill the holes. You have to drill 3 holes. Yeah, 3. Basically, you have to drill one for the locking block, one for the trigger pin assembly, and one for the whole ejector frame assembly at the rear. So I drilled those. Basically, you don't want to drill all the way through. You want to drill them one side, then flip the jig over and drill the other side. That's kind of how it goes. Next, it has 4 little Tony's laughing at something, probably because he's reading this and it says it has 4 little nubs.
No. I was talking about. Well, you know when something's funny on your head, you said the jig you have to drill halfway through one side and then flip the jig over and drill halfway through the other one. If people don't know that, that's basic jigonometry.
Oh, that's nice, Tony. That's nice. Which it is. I figured
such great education, switchology and jigonometry.
Jigonometry. That's
so
a good
sciencey.
one. So it has 4 nubs. Basically, they're about where my fingers are, one on each side. And the frame sticks up. I used a mill because I had access to one. You can use a Dremel to Dremel them off, or you could even use a hand file. I mean, literally, you just file them off. They're about probably 1/8 of an inch tall. Super easy. Now, the last step that you have to machine is probably the hardest. And what you have to do is there's a solid chunk of plastic in the recoil guide rod assembly area that you have to mill out. And this is where you need like a drill press or a Dremel tool. In their jig, it says to mount it up and run the mill that they supplied, because, they supplied everything, and run it in and use it. I happen to use the mill because it was already set up in there. So, that's how it works. You can use a Dremel tool, which I'll get to eventually on how I actually use the Dremel tool. Just pay close attention when you do that because you don't want to go too much. But really, it's kind of hard to go too much because you're installing the steel locking block in there after that. So I went a little light on it and removed a little later. After you get it machined, you install the locking block, which they supply because it's a special locking blocks, which is your locking blocks, front slide rails, etc. And then in the rear, it has a steel frame assembly that goes around all the trigger mechanism parts, ejector, extractor, etc. And it slides in around the outside, so you get the steel frames on the outside. Okay. if you're not comfortable, take it to a gunsmith. I'm sure they can do it for you for some very minimal fee. Glock armor, stuff like that. Once it was assembled, it was super hard to get the slide to frame fit. Okay, I'll go through it here, but I'll explain the frame first. The new frames, they have a textured finish to them. Kind of feels kind of like you took glue and threw sand on it or something, which is pretty cool. They also offer it in a perfectly smooth frame, just smooth plastic. So if you want to stipple it yourself or have somebody stipple it. Now, the problem I ran into was the channel in the frame. There's a flat tab that sits down that holds your take down little levers or whatever. And if you've ever had a Glock apart, you kind of know it's a little like kind of L-shaped flat spring that sits in this little tiny thin channel. And what had happened was it wasn't cleared out enough or something when it was made. And so that little spring was sitting up. And when it sat up, it would push against the recoil spring and it would force the slide up. So the slide wouldn't actually slide very good at all. I just took a little X-Acto knife, like one of the thin ones, and just kind of ran it in there and it peeled out. And then now the spring sits flush. You probably can't really see it in there, but it sits flush. Then it seemed to work fine. It still was pretty stiff, but the other hitch was I didn't remove enough of the channel where I had said that remove a little and remove more. So I took a Dremel and Dremeled out the rest of the plastic. So the spring now slides through there fine. And now it works, slides smooth once I put the slide on. I actually like the PF940C frame over a stock Glock 19. The texture's really cool. It does have an undercut trigger guard quite a bit. It's actually double undercut, but I don't really care about the other one. That's just personal preference. I think the squared off angles look good, but this little piece of the front, I guess, makes it so it does not fit in some holsters. So try it first. I know some of the companies are starting to make holsters specifically for the Polymer 80 frames. For those people with larger hands, it does have an extended beaver tail. So with the higher grip, could be pretty important. For me, it doesn't really matter, but for some people it might. I actually like the different grip angle. It's more of a 1911 grip angle than the Glock grip angle. It works better for me. It feels a little blockier up front than maybe a Glock, but that's just kind of their frame. It didn't seem to cause any problems. It does have a rail up front, so you can mount a light or laser or whatever you want. The lockup when I used the Grey Ghost slide and barrel is super tight. It actually took about 100 rounds to get it to cycle consistently. But now it's probably had 300 rounds through it, 350, and it cycles fine with everything except some subsonic 165 grain 9mm I have. 147s, 124s, 115s, they all cycle fine. Shoots great now. The Polymer 80, the new V152s, they make a 17 frame now this way, as opposed to their old 17 frame. If you like to build stuff, this might be the ticket. If you want a complete custom Glock type pistol, it may be less expensive than buying a Glock and then taking all the parts off to put them back on. And GP I saw answered in the live chat, asked if you could install Gen 5 back straps. It does not have any back strap usage at all. So what you see is what you get.
And the frame dimensions on that is based on a Gen 3, correct?
Correct. It uses Gen 3 parts.
Okay. So it's got the bigger grip than the Gen 4.
It does, but because it's not a Glock, I'm going to say it's probably about the same as a Gen 4 or Gen 5. There's really not very much material that they left on there. So go check them out if you want something to this effect, or being an 80% frame. It has no serial number, though they did include a metal piece where you can engrave whatever you want on it. So now we'll get into the Firearms Insider 8 key points. Claim to fame, it's a Glock 19 style, size, 80% frame. Target market, those wanting to machine an 80% frame or those wanting to build a complete Glock 19 size pistol. Pretty much covers it. Features and benefits, comes with all the tools and jig for machining. Has online instructions. It's actually pretty easy to machine. I think most people could probably do it. Comes with a textured frame, the undercut trigger guard. It uses Gen 3 Glock 19 parts. The parts I stuck in the frame are just stock Glock 19 parts. Just buy a parts kit from Brownells and it all drops right in. It uses metal front and rear slide rails. It does have the beaver tail. It does have the metal plate. It has a pick rail on the front. It has thumb ledges, like they're cutting into Glocks now, right here, so you can rest your thumb on it if you like those. It's available without texture, and it can be delivered straight to your door. The other aesthetic options, you can now get it in black, FDE, OD green, robin egg blue, white, and cobalt. The cobalt color is kind of weird. Always seems to look different on all the pictures I see on the internet. So what others are saying, you can go to the review and check it out. There is a link to a We Like Shooting review that they did. So you can go there if you want to check out another review. Price point MSRP is $160, and basically everywhere, including the Brownells link, which is in the review, is $149.99. So if you need it now, get it at Brownells. Our rating, the pros, comes with all the tooling. The frame texture I liked. Uses Glock Gen 3 parts, which are available everywhere. Does have the undercut trigger guard. If you want some other color, they make quite a few different colors. You can complete it with a Dremel tool if you really want. It's possible. Cons, some patience are needed if you have small problems, kind of like that little takedown spring, etc. Not all the standard G19 holsters will fit it. The sharp angle at the front of the trigger guard is kind of just, I don't know if it really helps. If you have really long fingers, big hands, it might actually help, but for me, it doesn't do anything. So I gave it a score of 7, which is good. That, my friends, is the review of the Polymer 80 compact frame. You guys got any questions on it?
It's a good thing I was muted. It's a good thing I was muted earlier because I literally blurted out like some really foul language when you said robin egg blue.
I think they have purple now.
But no question. Good review.
Okay. Well, I guess that puts us
overall, you think I could build one without mucking it up too bad?
Nope.
You got a Dremel tool?
Yeah.
Well, if you muck it up too bad, you could always see what happens when you hit it with a flamethrower.
Dude.
If you take your time, I think you could. It's not hard. I mean, like I said, literally the 4 plastic nubs, you could take them down with just a regular file. And drilling the holes, that's actually pretty easy. So
I have one of the version 1s because they were like stupid cheap on Midway the other day. And
right, they're clearing them out. Yeah.
So I'll let you know, because if I can do it, anybody can do it.
And I hear the version 1s are actually
like if you put these in your cart or put these in your favorites in Midway or Brunel's, whenever they get them on stupid special sales, you can pick them up for well under $100.
I got mine for $49.99.
Yeah,
but it's the old version 1. It doesn't have the metal rear rails.
Right.
Okay, who cares?
I actually hear.
Was that really a problem?
No, but I hear they're actually harder to machine the version 1s.
Yeah, you have to cut
versions.
the rail into the polymer with a end mill.
So, but besides that, yeah, if you can do those, you can probably do it.
Yeah, but if you want to build yourself a custom one-off Glock gun without, taking a Glock and tearing it all to pieces, this is the way to go,
Yeah, I think if you're going to build one for like serious use, you should definitely use the one with the metal rear rails.
Yes.
But like the reason I got this one is I'm just kind of building a range toy. I'm going to go full potato with it. But, there's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great review, Chad.
Thanks. Okay, well, now we're on to the main topic, or the product spotlights. See what I'm doing? I guess I need to have another drink or something. Product spotlights. And because we actually got viewer feedback and asked us to talk about this, I put it in there. Actually, somebody wanted to know our take on the 224 Valkyrie round. So I put it in here as a whole with the Airborne Arms Hell Yeah rifle, which, thanks to Tony, we all know how to pronounce it. So I guess I'll go into the round first, because the rifle is kind of a rifle. The 224 Valkyrie basically uses a 90 grain 6.8 bullet casing, neck down to 224, so it's stable to 1,000 yards. Federal is making ammo for it, so they got a big ammo manufacturer making ammo for it, which is always good. They say it beats out the 22 Nosler, the 6.5 Grendel, and of course the 5.56, and it approaches the 6.5 Creedmoor in the AR platform. I don't know about that, but hey, if you can get 1,000 yards stable out of a 224 size bullet, it sounds interesting. Basically, so it means you're going to need 6.8 mags and a 6.8 bolt and this barrel, but it says provides the energy retention of the 6.5 Grendel, which has basically been the actual kind of long range round that you can shoot out of a standard AR-15. And it gives you the up close power of the 22 Nosler, which is like 200 feet per second more than a standard 5.56. I won't go over their game changer, but basically you can use it for whatever. It's 350 inch drop at 1,000 yards, which if you look at some others, even if you look at like a 308, I think you're looking at more drop than that. It has a 1,300 yard super subsonic range, so I'm guessing it's still supersonic at that range. It drifts 93 inches at 1,000 yards. I don't know what wind that is. I'm assuming maybe 10. It has a 2.3 second flight time at 1,000 yards. Looks like maybe Airborne Arms kind of is behind this with this and their rifle. So what do you guys think about the round before we go on to the rifle?
I think it's cool.
I do too. I hope it catches on.
I think it's unfortunate for 22 Nosler that this came out, because I think this is going to overshadow it. It's a heavy bullet for caliber, very heavy bullet for caliber.
Right.
So I'm curious to see what it's going to do in that transonic like space once it hits that 1300. Longer bullets don't tend to do so well, but
Right.
but really, who's trying to shoot past 1300 with a 22 caliber projectile? I don't know. I think you're going to find favor with this among the precision guys, and hobbyists, honestly, like because AR-10s are finicky. Like so, the bigger size guns shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor, they're finicky. So now you can get 1,000 yards out of something out of your standard AR-15. I think it's gonna catch on. I think it's cool. I don't want one, but I think it's neat.
Yeah.
So you're saying is you need to go out and buy it and tell them how it works.
Well, I don't know.
I'll second what Zane said. Yeah, I it's cool in theory. I have no interest in purchasing one. And I've been around long enough to see bullet designs get longer and shorter and longer and shorter. So the projectile being that long, it sounds neat in theory until you see some long range guys that start going to shorter bullets, because as they slow down at those 1,000-yard marks, they start to lose stability and turn into a big lever. So we'll see. I think it's got to get some mileage out there. Let some folks shoot it. I hope it catches on. I hope it does well, because I think it's a cool concept. But I'm with saying I have no interest in purchasing one for myself.
Yeah, I usually.
It really falls to me. It really falls to me again.
It
really falls to me in the category of the 6.5 Creedmoor, and everybody got caught up in this whole precision shooting thing. Meanwhile, most people that I know in built up areas don't shoot further than 500 yards anyway. And most ranges that I know of, now this is just me in the area I live in, and I know a lot of people, they have 300-yard ranges. So they get caught up in this. They get caught up in this whole thing about distance. And I'm just saying where I live. If you live somewhere else, that's great. I hope it works out. Great. And again, like Zane and Sean say, in a lighter, more dependable firearm, an AR-15 size firearms, it's awesome, because the upper's not going to cost as much as purchasing a whole AR-10. You know what I mean? So I hope it works out.
Maybe.
And I hope people have fun with it. Yeah, maybe. True. But still.
Yeah, I like the concept, but I'm one of these people that I wait with any new round for the most part. I'll wait 2 or 3 years to see if it's actually still around. I mean, heck, you remember like the Winchester super short magnums or whatever they were?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This could be the next 300 Blackout, or it could be the next Winchester super short magnum.
Yep.
Exactly. And as I like to say with stuff like this, like I think the Grendel would have taken off more if they didn't keep, proprietary patents and stuff like that on it. Yeah. So if they basically give the specs to all the barrel makers, the ammo makers, stuff like that, then they got a much better chance of it sticking around, in my opinion. I
think between this and the 22 Nosler, I think this is going to be found more favorable.
Right, but the advantage with the 22 Nosler is it really is just a barrel change, because it's got and a magazine, because it's got the rebated rim or whatever it is.
Right.
But this is
what's the ammo cost?
That's the thing, is who knows? I mean, like I said, Federal's making it.
$1 million.
Yeah,
well, I think most people are going to be shooting
$1 million.
I think I won't say the majority, but a good some of the people who are going to be shooting this are going to be hand loading.
They're just.
I would think.
But
maybe
they are offering it in Federal has 4 different lines they're offering ammo in. One of them's the American Eagles, so.
And there was one, I think it was ballistic tip for hunting, I believe.
Yep, there's a ballistic tip on it.
This is more than likely going to be one of those ammos that they only make 1 or 2 runs a year, because it's so specialty and so niche right now,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I'm laughing because one of them's a nozzle bullet that they have it in, too.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. They're loading a nozzle bullet.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah. Nah. So, I guess we'll get into the rifle that they are making for it, which you thought we were harsh on the round. You got to wait till you hear us on this rifle. So, Airborne Arms is also making a hell yeah 224 Valkyrie rifle at an MSRP of $1,995.09.
Hey,
I don't know about the 9 cents, but so this thing is pretty.
This is a pimp gun right here, man.
Okay, I'm thinking, why didn't they just make a normal rifle to roll this out with? I mean, maybe put some nice stuff on it, but this thing has, okay, I guess when I get to it, it's got a 17-inch M-LOK free-floating ultralight handguard, yeah. It's got their muzzle brake. It has their latest trigger bow for their Geronimo trigger system, coated in beautiful 24-karat gold. Okay, This is what I was getting at. It's got a 20-inch barrel with a gold titanium PVD finish, so it matches the trigger. It's got a...
You notice 1 in 7 twist, right?
Bulk. What was that?
1 in 7 twist?
Mm-hmm.
That is a screaming bullet. That thing is spinning.
Well, again, that's to counter the length of the projectile.
Yeah.
You got to keep her spinning longer. So
kind of surprised it's not
stabilize
like
the
6 or something.
A 90 grain bullet is long in 22 caliber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's got an adjustable gas block. It does come with a JP silent spring. It's got a modular driven technologies stock. So it's not even their own stock. It's an adjustable AR stock.
Skeleton.
Yas. It's got a wire EDM to lower. Charging handle with gold accents. Gold titanium coated gas tube, castle nut, dust cover, safety selector, and bolt catch. And 24-karat plated forward assist and takedown pins. So, I like that they're making a rifle for this, and really for what you're getting. I guess $2,000 isn't terrible, but why didn't they just make the $1,400 rifle and maybe sell more?
What's the purpose of all the gold?
To make it pretty.
Yeah,
I don't know what the gold's for.
I just want to hear more about that magazine.
Which magazine?
The magazine they show in the picture. Am I the only one who noticed the magazine?
It's like a hex mag or something, right? Where it's got that weird pattern at the bottom.
Look at the bottom of the magazine.
Yeah.
Blow that picture up and look at the bottom. Yeah, it's got a hex pattern on it.
Yeah.
But it's also got,
Whoa. What the heck?
Yeah.
So, do they make this mag? Whose mag is that?
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Because this is obviously a digital. I mean, it's not an actual production rifle they took photos of.
Right.
So I don't know if that magazine actually exists, but it looks like a hex mag, and instead of being a flat floor plate on the bottom, it's got this, hex pattern, toothy badassery going on there.
Yeah, but I think they also
know how that actually works.
I think they said those pictures are rendered, so
I think immediate action doesn't look like fun with that magazine.
No,
but who cares?
But it could be good for the mag flip and whacking somebody in the head with it.
Hell yeah!
Oh man, if you whack somebody in the head with it, they're not going to get up till next week.
Well, it depends.
I'm looking forward to the serrated mag pouch that you have to put that into.
Oh.
This rifle is very pretty. I mean, listen, the round is the round. That's really great and all, but I think the rifle looks good. I like the accents on it. Does that make it shoot any better? No. They have their Geronimo trigger, They have a Geronimo trigger, which I've never heard of, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, a lot of people come up with custom AR triggers these days. The JP Captor spring, I've heard of that.
Right.
Everything else, I really haven't.
And they work good.
Yeah. They have a 20-inch stainless steel barrel, 1 in 7 twists, but I have no idea who makes the barrel. My thing is this. they have a lot of parts that they call their parts, but who makes it for them? Is it quality parts worth $1,900, or am I paying for a bunch of gold-plated and titanium nitrided stuff that might not even be quality stuff? And I think that's a fair question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the round's going to be I don't know, I'm trying to put this diplomatically. I don't think the
diplomatic.
Rifle, yeah. I don't think the rifle's going to be popular. I think people who are interested in this round are either going to build their gun around the round, or it's going to be folks that just want to upper to slap on their rifle because they want to occasionally punch holes at a little bit longer distance. Right. I don't think your hardcore long-range shooter wants this Gucci rifle, and I don't think the hobbyist who wants the new cool thing and look how far I can shoot wants it either.
Yeah,
I could be way off base with that, but I just think the round is cool. I kind of think the rifle's dumb.
I'm going with the price.
I'm with you.
I'm going with the price. Anybody who really is in the long range shooting but doesn't want to commit to an AR-10, they're gonna go ahead and build their own. Yeah. And they're gonna build it with parts they know. More than likely, they're gonna use something they already have in a lower because they've probably taken 5.56 as far as they could take it. They want to try this new thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, why would they buy some unknown parts from a company that truthfully I'd never heard of until you put this in the show notes?
Yeah, they already know what triggers in their lower. They already know what their stock feels like, where their cheek piece needs to be. You know.
I'm with you on if they're selling uppers. I mean, complete uppers for this, I think, would be really the way to get this out there because
but you won't have all that pretty gold.
They could have this too. I mean, there's no reason for them to not to have this also. But I'm thinking if somebody's coming new to this, they will build it using parts of a known quality. I have no idea who Airborne Arms is, or what they use, or who they buy their parts from.
Right. Now, one thing, it doesn't say it in the write-up, but it'd be interesting if the final product actually has some kind of a MOA adjustment on your upper pick rail. You know, like a 20 MOA.
Since you're pushing it so far out,
Right.
Yeah, or 40. Yeah. That's probably for 1,000 yards, like 40 MOA.
And here's another thing. If we get into the $2,000 AR-15 price point, and this new round does take off, production model, I'll wait till a bigger company makes them, because one of the things, and let's go ahead and admit it, it's bragging rights. When you pull out the Les Bear, Wilson Combat, Daniel Defense, there are higher end AR-15s out there that give me bragging rights in a $2,000 or a little bit more price point range. So why would I go with something that you've never heard of?
Yeah,
because it's covered in gold.
I love gold.
I'm gonna sidetrack us here and say that I did get an email today that Masterpiece Arms. I think we talked about their 22 a while back. We did. They're making a chassis rifle with the 224 Valkyrie. So,
cool.
It's $2,800 or something, but
not cool.
Right. But what I want to say here is somebody else is now making a different type of rifle for this round, which is good news for the round itself.
Right. Aren't they? Don't they do bolt actions too? That's what that big thing is with the chassis system?
That's what that is. It's a bolt action that's in this caliber. So, I thought I'd throw that one out there.
I don't see this round being as popular in a bolt gun.
Don't know why
I don't either.
The idea is the idea, at least that I can see it, is how to reach out with not having to have a longer action. With a bolt gun, the action length is much
going from this to a 6.5 Creedmoor is not
that big of a deal.
Right. It's not like you're going to a super long cartridge from something. So in a bolt gun, I'm with you there, but it's nice to see that other people are maybe trying to help push this round.
Hey,
Who
that's
knows?
great.
Like I said, 2-3 years.
It's an interesting round. I like the smaller rounds. I 270 is the biggest I typically shoot. I like the smaller calibers, and the further I can push it, the better. Again, I don't want one of these, but I like the concept. I definitely think it's interesting. I hope it takes off. It'd be neat.
Hey,
Although
options are always good.
If I'm going to push something out to 1,000, 1,300 yards, I would personally prefer a bolt action rifle. Just my opinion.
Yeah, but,
Right.
but nowadays semi gas guns are they're getting gas guns so good. It's almost as the accuracy difference between a bolt gun and a gas gun is almost negligible at this point. And yeah, there's the whole thing about you decide when the brass comes out and stuff. But I'm not a sniper in the jungle, so I don't care if it makes a little bit of noise when the brass ejects from my gun. So I want a gas gun. But again, we know Zane likes ARs and Glocks, so
Right. And has no concept of romance whatsoever. So
yeah.
Listen,
there's try new things. He's going to stay in his little AR world.
There's a lot of reasons to go with a bolt action over a semi-auto, just in general. And we can hash that out in a whole nother show. But I think the long and short of it is they're punching way above their weight with this rifle. Everybody's pretty much in agreement on the cartridge, but they're punching way above their weight with this rifle and really trying. And I'll be honest with you, looking at their website, if you click on their other firearms, this is like the only thing that doesn't look like it was photographed with a flip phone. Like the rest of their pictures look awful and really doesn't inspire confidence. Guys, spend a couple $100 and have a photographer come out. That's my advice.
You're right. Look at that AM4 LW. It looks like somebody took a bitmap or something, or it's a Zelda picture.
That's like a dirty flip phone, and then they photocopied the picture they got. It's really bad. Yeah. So
again,
just overall it doesn't inspire confidence. Out of the 5 guns they produce, 3 of the photos you pretty much can't tell what the gun really looks like. So, and the price points on them are all insanely high too. There's nothing here less than $1,000, right? Everything is 13 and change or better,
and nothing to justify that price.
Yeah, no. And even when I click on this photo to blow it up, it's muzzled. Yeah, whatever. Sorry, guys. This is not. Yeah.
Next up,
you're not ready for prime time, guys. You're not ready for prime time.
Yeah,
because Zane likes semi-autos, we have the Flightlight Raider pistol because everybody wants to be a pirate.
Yar.
So, Flightlight.
Hey, today's talking like a pirate.
I don't care for you two appropriating my culture. I am not a costume.
You're not a costume? That's news to me.
Nice.
I mean, why aren't you down in the hole putting the lotion on its skin?
What?
Yeah, make a Sean suit out of you.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Well, we went to a dark place there.
Well, good.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Chad slipped into a very strange fantasy he has about me, apparently, and I'm a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh, good. Yeah, I made Sean uncomfortable. I never thought it was going to happen.
Chad's promotion code, right?
Yeah, wow.
Freak me out.
Yep.
Wow.
So
I'm glad you are clear across the country right now.
Yeah.
Well, California's rubbing off on me, I guess.
Otherwise, I'd have to file a restraining order.
Well, please do.
Hire Zane to protect me from you in the dark with his pistol and flashlight.
As long as I stand 100 yards away, I'll be okay.
101.
Okay.
It was still good harassing fire at 100 yards. All right. Raider pistol.
Right. So, Raider pistol, available in 5.56 and 300 blackout. Basically, I don't know how to completely explain this, but somebody got
the AR pistol.
Shockwave for 300 blackout.
Right. This is
it's big. Yeah.
Matches your shockwave.
and they have
what it is.
Flightlight uses a different recoil system in their lower receiver, I guess is how it is, so that you can put standard like AR style uppers on, but this pistol system has basically, it takes AR mags. I don't know if it takes AR triggers or not. It's got a crossbolt safety.
Probably not.
I take AR triggers. At least I now remember it when it was Ares Armory. Wasn't this Ares?
I don't know if it was or not, but
I was
I
excited
couldn't
about
tell
it
you.
when they made it. I was excited about it when they made it with the Monte Carlo stock. Is that what you call it, Monte Carlo stock?
yeah, yeah,
ARs,
standard
because
style.
I live in a state where they come up with BS features, and that got rid of the pistol grip. And you still had a regular AR up, and you took AR magazines. So it basically turned a regular New Jersey. All of a sudden, I have an AR, a 5.56 that uses AR magazines, and has free floated front end. It's not a Mini 14. That was the really cool part about it. Now with this pistol, it's cool. I really do. I think it just looks cool. I like the fact that it's different, and it's just as different as your mare's leg lever actions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a modern version of that you can have fun with at the range. You can put optics on if you want. You can put a 1-point sling on because it has the attachment in the back in the pistol grip or the handle. It's not really a pistol grip.
We'll call it a bird's head. How's that?
Bird's head grip. Yeah, that's
Right.
it. The bird's head grip. It's just different. And I think it's cool. The MSRP for what? Just the lower? Is that it? Just the lower is like $500.
The whole thing MSRP is $865.
Yeah.
For it runs 7.25 inch barrel, I guess. 7.5 inch barrel, 21 inches long total.
So for the people out there, the people out there to go, well, how do you shoot that? Well, these are the same people that are drooling and falling all over themselves for the shockwave, and they figured out how to shoot a 12 gauge shotgun with a bird's head grip. I'm sure they can figure out how to shoot a 5.56 round that won't knock them out or recoil all over the place. So I just think it's a really cool idea, and it's different.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I think it's cool looking. Hey, who doesn't want to be a modern day pirate? And yes, I'm talking about you, Sean.
I'm gonna go.
It weighs 3.9 pounds, so it's a little on the heavy side.
The trigger is probably not the same trigger as in a stock AR.
Can't be.
The trigger is, and where the fire control group would be, and it would have to go to get up by the bolt. I'm guessing probably not. It's probably got some.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Because if it uses the same lure and same parts as the rifle did, no, those parts won't work on the AR parts won't work on this for the lure.
Right.
But it's an entire AR upper.
Right. And that's they still make the like full rifles that are like Jersey legal and California legal and stuff like that with the Monte Carlo stocks. But yeah, I figured I'd throw it in here because I think it looks cool. I think it would be kind of cool. I mean, I don't know.
I'm curious to see what the manual of arms is going to be like, right? Because with this bird's head grip, it also moves the trigger guard much further to the rear, right? So the whole trigger assembly is further back. So firing it, cross bolt safety. I'm not a big fan of cross bolt safeties in general. It is what it is. Shooting it, I think, is going to be okay. But then you can't hit that magazine release with your index finger like on your strong hand the way you normally would. So there's got to be some other way to manipulate that. And I don't know if you noticed, but all the pictures I've seen have only been the port side of the firearm. There's nothing on the starboard side. So we don't really
I noticed that too.
What that mag release looks like.
There's a video out here.
Is there?
Yeah, there's video.
No, I just found a video. And where they've got the standard upper from an AR-15, and the ejection button is right trigger to eject the mag.
Okay, so it's a standard.
It's one of those wonky pivot into the handle thing when you every time you fire it, or there's some kind of a spring that pivots into the handle to help lessen the recoil.
Yeah, I'm also curious how the thing cycles with that angle there. Like,
well, from all the videos from the full size, rifle, it just cycles like anything else. They all look like they ran when I first started looking at these. 3 years ago or something.
Right.
It's just at a different angle. It's got the recoil system like some of the shotguns. They use the exact same recoil system. They change out the bolt itself to a different kind of AR-15 bolt.
Okay.
Back into the handle. I dig it. I really think it's unique. I don't really want one of these, even though if I could have it, yeah, I'd take it. I want one of their rifles. And I just think it's a fun range gun. Why you'd use one of these as an AR pistol? I mean, it doesn't have the ability to put a SIG brace or anything like that on it. Yeah, that's out the window with one of these.
Oh, no, you can't put a SIG brace on it.
But you can still use it, I guess, as a home defense something or another. But I'm looking at it, it's just a range toy. But people do what they want to do.
I'm going to go the other way with it. If it proves to be reliable, I could see oddball units, we'll call them that, oddball units picking this up, because with it being straight line like that and being as short as it is, I think it lends itself to being very concealable under a jacket. Right. So the average concealed carrier stateside is not going to use this, but maybe somebody on an executive protection detail or, some special forces guy who's got a weird assignment may find a niche value for this.
I just thought of one.
Go ahead.
And this is what I've read about a lot of different things. When people are in advisory roles in places, they're only allowed to have pistols.
Mm-hmm.
And would this still qualify as a pistol in some of those places?
Yeah, it may be a workaround for stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a handgun.
The only thing is, I think it would depend on state law, right? Because
no, I'm not.
Some states might.
Yeah, no, this is
no. We're talking overseas.
No, we're talking overseas.
Oh, I have no idea what the laws are overseas.
Yeah, it just depends on the country. I mean, again, in some of the contracts these guys sign as an advisor, they can't have anything other than a handgun. And if this falls under the handgun clause, then they still might be all right because you got something with some punch on it. If you want to use the CQB or even out to 100 yards to defend yourself, or even break something, break ambush or whatever, you still have 5.56 or 300 blackout. It's just a thing, man. Hopefully it works out for them, because now I haven't heard anything bad about, I think they call it SCRs. I haven't heard anything bad about their rifles from anyone. So this is just a shorter version. Maybe
the other reason I like it, and Tony kind of touched on this, if this is a workaround for some states' laws, that now you get into an AR pistol where you couldn't before because we've removed a couple of features. The conspicuous pistol grip is gone. Like in New Jersey, they tell you pick two. Detachable magazine and conspicuous pistol grip is what everybody keeps out of the list of bayonet lug, flash hider, threaded barrel, yada, 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 collapsible stock, all those things. So if this puts an AR pistol into the hands of a good guy in a state that is restrictive, I like it just for the fact that it's a workaround of bogus gun laws. Apart from anything else, just to piss off the people who write those laws, I think this is liberty incarnate.
Would this be considered a pistol, or would this just be considered the quote-unquote firearm?
No, I'm thinking
it's a pistol because it has a rifled barrel. It would have the ones that are firearms is because they don't have rifled barrels. Okay, right. This thing's stupid. This is stupid. Listen. How do you can't even hold this like normally? You can't shoot it. It's not concealable because when you throw a 30-round mag in, all of a sudden it's poking out the back. It's a 7.5-inch barrel, so you're slinging 22 velocity plus P downrange. This is stupid.
This
not if you get 300 blackout.
Hold on. This is the same guy last week that wanted to walk around like Doc Holliday with a sawed-off freaking double barrel with rabbit ears and a decocker.
Yeah, because that's cool. Because that's cool. This is just stupid. Like,
obviously, there's a sliding rule on what's cool with Zane.
Of course, this is my opinion, but
no. This is the Doc Holliday gun for Zane, who doesn't know how to shoot anything but an AR.
No, I have. This is dumb. Like, how do you even use that red dot? You hold it out in front of you? Like, what is...
Zane, you shoot it just like you do one of the, like, Shockwaves or TAC-14s. You kind of hold it like you would, like...
Well, here's the other
you're such a weird... No, I'm sitting here trying to... Like, my camera's not on, but I'm sitting here, like, trying to imagine how to hold... Like, no, this is dumb.
Yeah, I know.
This is dumb.
It's confusing. It's not at a Glock grip angle. He has no idea.
The other problem is
it threw him in a loop.
No, Tony. The other problem is Zane does not currently have the body mass required to fire something like that.
That is true.
Keep in your Wheaties, do more push-ups, and you'll be fine.
I don't.
Zane is built like an albino Ethiopian kid.
Whoa, hello.
I'm just saying, when I was in college, I wouldn't date girls as small as Zane.
I'm tracking on what Sean's saying about if it's a workaround for loss. I like anything that gives an FU to the firearms loss. I'm down with that. But this is just dumb.
He's confused.
He's confused. No, and
he's confused.
I'll counter a couple of your things, Zane. You're saying with a 30-round magazine. Well, it doesn't necessarily get a 30-round magazine when it's being concealed.
Right, but then why not just have a pistol? If you're gonna go with a 15-10, I mean, I'd rather have a Glock 17 than this thing. Like,
because it's something different.
Well, we've covered that you only like the Glock 17.
Yeah,
you made that abundantly clear, sir.
But if you
there's no need
to So, Sean, what's the biggest mag you think you can put in it and still be somewhat concealable? Probably a 10-rounder, be my guess.
Me or
15?
You?
Well, me. I'm a little guy.
I'll tuck that sucker. I'll put a 30-rounder into that sucker and have no problem.
Zane probably a 5-round magazine. Everyone else, probably.
Zane's gonna single load and leave the magazine out of it.
Well, the thing is if you're like we were saying, if you're doing executive protection or something, if you have like a jacket on, like, you could a 30-round mag, depending on how you position this, could lay across it.
Then I want
body and be fine.
I want a Scorpion with a brace on it, or even what's that stupid?
Scorpion? Are you kidding me?
What's that?
MCX.
Yeah. Go ahead and compare the weight to a Scorpion to this thing that weighs 3 pounds.
Or what's that?
Zane.
I don't. Yeah.
A PS90.
That's what I meant. No, not a PS90. I don't like the 5.7 round.
The 5.7 is an awesome round. Shut up.
I don't know.
It's only what this. Like, the 5.7 is only what the Secret Service uses. But okay, go ahead, man.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, guys. We're voting Zane off the island.
Like, hey, vote me off the island. Listen, like I can literally throw an AR pistol with a law tactical folder and be almost just as concealable under a jacket, and then I at least have
double the width. No, with double the width. You fold that gun in half, you double the width of the gun. Your little ass ain't concealing all that.
I don't.
Yep.
Look, this is.
You settle down, Betty Spaghetti.
This is dumb.
By the way, the same guy that was talking about the weight, all of a sudden is going to add a 10-ounce law tactical folder that doubles the width of the firearm itself.
I'm thinking.
Understand.
I just don't see this doesn't feel. Go ahead.
Feel what?
I just don't feel like this feels a niche. Yeah, right.
Here's the thing. It's not to make it invisible. It's to make it inconspicuous. There's a difference. Now, again, 30-round mag laying flat. Is it something built for everything? Heck no. Just like, again, the Shockwave is not built for everything. The mare's leg from multiple places aren't built for that. And what you call it, the BFH from Magnum Research all these things
Yeah.
are niche items, man. All these things are fun guns. I don't know why it explodes your head, because you're one of those dudes that if it doesn't serve a defensive purpose, why do I
It's not
have
even
it?
a defensive purpose. A
It's-
purpose.
He's a thug.
It's a fun. It's a fun
Any
gun,
purpose.
you dork. It's fun.
It serves the purpose of
doesn't-
it serves the
doesn't
purpose
even-
of buying two and dual wielding them just to piss off.
It doesn't even
Oh,
look like
cool.
fun to shoot.
Dude, serious. That would be awesome.
Oh, dual wielding these?
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
listen, Grandpa. Why don't you just sit your butt in your little cane field at night and shoot 100 yards and try to hit something with your flashlight? We'll be dual wielding at the range, having a good time with one of these.
Hey,
and some-
I wonder how these
Doing
things
mag
work
dumps
with a
with
suppressor on them.
That's what I'm
threaded,
waiting to see.
does it have a threaded
Particularly-
barrel?
Yeah,
Yes.
Does it?
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
it has the
chambered in
threaded
5.56 or 300 blackout. So if it comes in 300 black, it's got to be suppressor ready. I'm putting money down on that right away. You know, so
yeah, well, that's
Oh, yeah.
300 blackout's kind of stupid without a suppressor.
All right, we totally agree on that one.
well, fine, we can agree on that. Get your weight
Sorry,
up.
but
And this thing is, listen,
Stupid.
if someone out there wants this because they think it's cool and wants to have fun at the range, fine, whatever. I just think it's dumb, and I don't think it serves any purpose whatsoever.
hey, firearms community, Zane gave everybody permission to have fun at the range. Thanks, Zane.
Hey, man, you do it. Hey, you do you, man. But I just like.
Hey, call ATI and tell them Zane wants to saw off the barrel of his decocker rabbit-eared safety-equipped double barrel so he can pretend to be.
Hey, man, that looks like
He was
fun.
all about that stupid thing. All about
Oh
that.
yeah, no,
That
I
stupid
was,
thing is okay, but this stupid thing serves no purpose.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Zane,
I'm-
you
I'm
said
glad-
yes to a safety on a hammercock freaking shotgun.
Because
Shut
they-
up.
Listen,
Go take
I
a time
think
out.
I think that is cool for the same reason you guys think this is cool.
No, you think that is cool.
No,
because
what?
obviously
What?
You think that was cool because obviously you had a high mercury diet growing up, and that's why you act like that.
No.
And you be
There's too much sledding going on down there.
Yeah,
That is a thing.
he's eating mercury water and paint chips like it's cereal and milk.
You know,
Well,
I think
Hey, look,
the only reason we
I'll-
allow
I'll-
Zane on here every week is so we can pick on him.
Hold on a second now. Listen. We really have to
I was
say
willing
this
to be
is all
nice.
in good fun. Because no. We're cool.
I tried to
We're
be
cool
nice
with
this
Zane
week.
because we don't want Ed crying. We don't want
You
Ed
failed.
Cabrera crying. I think we really don't like. So calm down. We're still friends, Ed. Stop
Oh.
crying. I know you probably pulled over on the side of the road and listened to the podcast. Wiping your
I
tears
just-
on my 2A4E T-shirt.
Dang.
We're gonna be all right. So you listen, if you get that T-shirt wet, because I know you have a white one, you can always go online and order the black one at diversityshoot.com. They're still available, Ed. Get one for Kim too. All right, thank you.
so
Okay.
if anybody listening gets one of these and you think it's cool, please write us and tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, Zane.
You're
We
wrong
already
because we
covered
say
white.
so.
Okay, I'm
want
going to go
Flightline
here.
Listen, Flightline, send me one for review.
Yeah, no kidding.
Send it to me
Or
for
even
review.
Fight Line, not Flight Line.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Flightline.
Flight Line
Yeah.
is where.
Don't send me one.
No. I got to roll a Flightline right here. It's next to a
I was
bucket
gonna
of prop
say-
wash.
Zane,
Nice,
this is perfect for people like me, and I'm going to explain why.
because he's
Because
old.
I'm old. It doesn't come with sights, so I can just kind of aim it and pretend I'm a pirate and shoot at whatever I feel like.
Well,
I mean, it
okay,
may not be safe.
15.
It may not be logical, but hey, you know, as long as I hit all the targets at the range, that's all that matters.
I also want
This
all the
is
game
the
developers to put this in every game possible so the Zane can never
Every
enjoy
game.
another video game.
What's your
I'll-
favorite video game, Zane?
First of all, I don't play video games.
Really?
And secondly,
Mario Brothers kind of guy.
I played Mario Kart a little bit when I was younger, but no, not really. I don't do video games.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you know what? I really hope. I hope
Candy
this thing
Crush.
takes. I hope this takes off as one of the future /apocalyptic guns in all the movies. You know, like they use the
I could
So
definitely
is
see.
that-
FN.
I could definitely see this like
PS.
a Lara Croft Tomb Raider
PS90.
movie.
Oh, this is so next year going to be in, what is that show,
yeah.
Walking Dead or whatever?
Yeah, somebody's putting this in a drop leg.
It has that look, dude. It has that look. You want to do it.
2 drop legs.
No,
by the way.
correction. You want to do it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, everybody else gets the cool fight line thing, and Zane can be Doc Holliday with his little sawed-off ATI safety decocker
Tony,
double barrel.
It's fight light. I got you screwing it up now too.
Oh, really? Man,
Well,
your discombobulation is contagious.
thank you,
that's
Flight
it.
Light, for
That's
this for this
But if
awesome
anybody-
He's
discussion.
famous for mispronunciating things.
All I know is this: if you want to bring the Fight Light pirate pistol to the Nacho Chip Challenge, we're gonna have.
Or we can put a flashlight on it and see if we can get a target 100 yards in the dark.
Oh, we can rarely do it with this because it has a longer barrel and longer sight radius, unlike Zane.
And it's a rifle caliber.
Yeah, it can reach out there, no problem.
But a 7-inch. How fast is a 5.56 coming out of a 7-inch barrel?
Okay, all I'm going to say,
Faster than I can throw a rock.
Faster than 9mm.
would you want to be shot with it at 100 yards?
But is it come out at rifle speeds though? Like that's my my understanding is
it comes out at a 7 1/4 inch barrel rifle speed.
My understanding is about 10.5. 10.5 is about where you want to cut off when you're talking about 5.5.
Well, you know,
you want to go much shorter than that.
You know, but once you get shorter than 10 inches, the bullet just doesn't fall out of the end of the barrel. You know that.
No,
right?
yeah. No, I got it. But there's that weird transitional
No, I know what you're
Listen,
saying. But
are you getting 500 yards out of this? No, you're not.
Dumb.
But you're not getting 500 yards out of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to thank Flight Light for this discussion, and I'm going to move on.
Fight Light, we love you.
Hey, did you see this? The barrel's got the manganese in it.
What?
No, I wasn't reading the article.
Oh, it's got manganese, whatever that stuff is.
Manganese phosphate finish. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, man. I'm picturing Carl, the groundskeeper from Caddyshack, shooting this thing.
Hell yeah. Elmer Fudd style, just jamming that thing into the gopher hole and lighting it up.
Sounds about right.
Go, here's a manganese for you, gopher.
Zane's got his hands over his ears going, I hate it. I don't like this at all.
And we would like to
No,
thank
he's
Zane
not.
for participating in this podcast, but I guess this will probably be the last time he'll be on this show.
No, it's
Matt,
not.
he'll be back.
Zane is welcome on this show all the time. He just stopped listening to us and is cleaning his Glock with his tears right now.
Probably.
Who cleans Glocks? Who does that?
Man, they're gonna stop talking. No, just stop it. Stop.
Okay, I'm going to push you guys into something that we're going to have tons of next week, thanks to you guys.
This is how Zane is trying to fight back. He's going to give us all gray hair.
Listener feedback, because I actually looked. We have feedback.
Woohoo! Listen to this show. Go ahead.
Do
It
your
says
job.
great show. They gave us 5 stars from Mike94
somebody
White.
does not listen to this show.
Yeah, it says hot topic, whatever that was. I actually just figured out how to leave a review on iTunes. Anyways, as always, great show. Sounded really good. Sounds like someone worked hard editing, which we don't. There is nothing wrong.
This is probably the episode where there were a couple of slips and you had to cut some stuff out.
Probably there is nothing wrong with the off-topic discussions. Keep it up. By the way, maybe I should get a patch for this great review. See, pushing patches on us.
Okay,
Hey,
Mike94YJ, I've got a patch for you, but did you leave us
We
an
don't-
address to ship it to?
we don't have. Well, if he listens later, he can send us an email on what to do with it.
I will
We
send
don't
him
have
a
the
patch.
patch guy anymore, so
No. I've got a patch for him. I will send him a patch.
Uh-oh.
great. Tony, since your voice is still
Yeah,
around,
you're in trouble.
it's your turn.
Oh, okay. I was like, hey, dude, I'm not sending him a patch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you
You
imagine
want a
how?
patch for me?
Wait, Tony. Can you imagine how well the Fight Light Raider pistol would go over at one of your shoots?
Well, it would not go over at all at one of my shoots.
It'd be awesome.
Well, one
until
of the
the
ones in
cops showed up.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah, then it'll be awesome at a shoot because people would love it and clamor to it because it's
Yep.
different.
Okay, there you go, Zane.
In your face.
Oh, people would love it. Now, here's the thing about a patch. If you want a patch from me, come to the Second is for Everyone Diversity shoot at Garden State Shooting Center in Lakewood, New Jersey on Monday, November 6th at 6 p.m. Cool stuff. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have some magazines I'm going to give you guys out. It's going to be like $15 at the door. And we're going to have pizza and we're going to have drinks, non-alcoholic. I think somehow I'm going to allow you to drink alcohol and then shoot guns. Not happening. We're going to have Second Amendment advocates there to talk about New Jersey's gun laws, how you can help fight for your rights. We're sadly for the election, so you'll probably talk about who's running for governor on November 7th in New Jersey and who you should really vote for if you want to maintain your gun rights. That will probably be mentioned a lot. But it's going to be a fun event. They have a bunch of rental guns if you want to get those. If you get a rental gun, you're actually going to have to pay for range ammo. But if you bring your own firearms to shoot the guns of the volunteers that are there, you won't have to pay for anything. So you'll have a night out for $15 in New Jersey and have a good time. We're also going to have some raffle tickets if you want to participate, and that's always fun. I talked to them, and they may have a few things to offer from the range itself. So, again, November 6th. Monday, November 6th at Garden State Shooting Center. We also have Gun for Hire November 30th. If you can't make it down to that part of Jersey, you can go to Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park on November 30th. That's a Thursday. If you want to help us out, we have a GoFundMe page. Just type in The Second is for Everyone, and you should be able to find us right away. Buy a t-shirt, go to diversityshoot.com. Follow me on Simon Says Train on Instagram, or The Second is for Everyone, or Simon Says Train on Facebook. And you can check out the webpage again if you follow the links in the show notes. They get the show notes, right? That's what pulls up on our website, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, yeah, if you want a patch for me, I'm probably going to have a few in the bags. There might even be some in the swag bags. I know there are going to be stickers in the swag bags. Oh, yeah, I got to make up some different swag bags just for this event. Come early because there are not going to be many, because this is going to be a small gathering, because this is our first time at this particular range. So hope to see you guys.
And I'll be at both those events if you feel the need to come have a face-to-face session to defend Zane Mangillo's armor.
Oh, great. Ed's going to be there with his I Love Zane.
Ed's going to defend Zane's honor.
Zane, you are unknowable.
Stop picking on him.
Well, thanks for that, Tony. Well, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Thanks to you guys.
The Zane fan club is going to be at the diversity shoot.
All one of them?
Yep. Ed with his I love Zane t-shirt. So send questions, comments, feedback, how we can be mean to Zane to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review about how we shouldn't pick on Zane. Check out the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. Check us out on Facebook at Facebook.com/Firearms Insider. And follow us at Firearms Insider on Instagram, and go enter the episode 200 giveaway, which next time on the show, we might actually have some winners by then, because I'm going to figure out all the people who entered and start drawing names on like Halloween when I'm sitting here handing out candy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I know. So we are out.
Bye, Felicia. Come here, Zane, you little punk. I got something to tell you. Get over here.